behind the scenes with future country rock blues kings and queens. Discover them first with Palm Mash TV. Palm Mash TV.
Well, hello there, it's Paul Mash TV time again. Thank you so much for joining us. We've got a great interview coming up shortly. But before we begin, if you haven't yet, click that subscribe button and bell buttons below you there, and you're always going to be notified of any new episodes coming your way. And leave a comment on the comment section below if you like. We'd love to hear from you. And if you check out the description part of this interview and the closing credits at the end of the show, you'll see contact info for you there. So stay tuned for that. From LaCrosse, Wisconsin today, we have Fortitude USA, another great artist, and I think you're going to agree. And we're going to get to that in a second, but first, here's another quick word from the Caden Gordon Show. So don't go away, we'll be right back right after this.
It is Caden from the Caden Gordon Show, today's best country mix. Check out my show at thecadengordonshow.com.
Okay, we're back, and with us from LaCrosse, Wisconsin today, we have Fortitude USA. Thanks for joining us, Fortitude.
Good to be here.
Yeah, we're glad to have you. Well, how did it begin for you as far as music goes? I mean, I'm sure that ever since you were a kid, you wanted to be an artist. Maybe it came much later in life. Everyone has their own story, though, so let's hear your story.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I wasn't too I didn't have like a particular dream of being an artist, but I've always enjoyed performing. I've always enjoyed acting or just the idea of singing,
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times I would put my favorite U2 songs on, and I would like if I was playing with my cousins or some other friends, we would act like we were a band, performing the songs that we were listening to, and that was always a really fun thing. I began making music when I was 21 in the military. And it started off as acoustic indie type music. So I moved on to mostly like digital production, sound experimental, um, different stuff, I guess you could say. It's hard to define. And then as I put down music for a time being, and then I picked up on I wrote a rap song, kind of just kind of for fun, and then I enjoyed it so much that I just kept writing and making rap, and it's kind of been an on and off experience for me, but I'm kind of at a point to where I really enjoy doing it. I have a good crafting method for it. And yeah, and I'm happy. I'm always happy to make more music.
Okay, that's a great story there, and I'm sure you will be having many years ahead of you making people happy and with your music, and that's what it's all about. Why don't you tell us about some of the people that influenced you when you were growing up, especially some of the legends? I'm sure a few of them come to mind.
I think when I was growing up as a very before my teenage years, U2 was very prominent in my life. This is back before iPods and um, streaming technologies. So I listened to the CDs that I had access to, and the CDs that I had access to were it was either U2 or some like kind of like Christian kind of songs that my dad had. The Christian songs weren't bad. It was like Michael W. Smith, who has a couple notable. I think he has a couple platinum singles. But U2, which is very much a outstanding, one of the best bands um, of the 21st and 20th century, was just very influential on me. Journey was also very influential on me as a young age. So music really started off as not being hip hop, but as being like this singing, as being primarily singing, and then in the face of U2, it being very much a musical experience. Um, when I was first exposed to hip hop music, it was Fort Minor, and then Linkin Park and Fort Minor and Linkin Park. So which is another one of the most iconic bands of the 21st century, having brought together this post-grunge new metal sound with this kind of grunge 90s rap. They're the only band to do it as successfully as they have, and in the time that they did it and the songs that they've made, it's absolutely incredible. So that was probably my introduction to rap music. When I got into high school, I listened to quite a bit of I think the first album that I completed that I listened to the entirety of was Take Care by Drake. That was one of the that album had just dropped at the time. And then which I enjoyed that album, and then Nothing Was the Same, I think are two very iconic rap albums. So I'm partially indifferent towards his future work, barring a few singles, Drake. So Kendrick Lamar, I was also partially exposed to when I was younger. I had a time where I listened to a lot of 50 Cent. Um, I also listened to some DMX, and Lil Wayne was very influential as well. Carter 4 is one of my favorite albums. Mirror with Bruno Mars is also a very one of my favorite songs. The combination of rap with very melodic singing to me is it's such a great combination. It's like a sweet and salty snack in a way. So I think some of the best music I've heard or that I like has that combination of that. So and then when it comes to Kendrick Lamar has this very storytelling atmosphere, particularly in his older music. That you could really, it's really found in the album Good Kid, Mad City. So where it very much makes the song's not just a song. There are songs that are more they're like experiences. They're like stories that suck you in. So they're not radio jingles, but they're these very like introspective experiences. So there's this like recognizing the two different sides of music, and seeing that throughout. I also had a stint with country music. I was a very big Johnny Cash fan as well. So I idolized him just as a person, as an artist, for a long time. So, and then it just, lots of different, I don't think there's any other particular country artists that I really was fond of, but there was lots of country songs that I enjoyed. Um, and then I also when I was in the military, had a very heavy rock stint with bands such as Five Finger Death Punch or Kill Switched Engaged. And then I had an indie stunt. The band that I was very particular on was Alt J, a British band. Their most popular song is probably Breeze Blocks, which is off their first album. It's an ever-changing band. I don't care for their newer music, but I very much respect them for the fact that they do not cater. They don't cater. They're not catering to the population outside of themselves. They're just creating art as they see it, and it is your choice to enjoy it or not. They do not make art for the sake of popularity, but art for the sake of art. So I very much respect them for that. So once again, Alt J has this it's an experience, right? In their songs that they have. It's a very unique thing. And then lots of British indie bands, Atlantis, Wildcat. I believe Wildcats is indie, and then lots of different some lighter EDM with artists such as Odeza and Petit Biscuit. So and then I also had a 90s. I was very into 90s grunge for a while with bands such as uh, Alice in Chains.
Hmm.
I had a Nirvana stint, but that's a short-lived. The themes of their songs are very, very emotional, and I think as you get older, you just do not desire to have the types of emotions that Nirvana portrays, but very unique band. And then new metal bands such as Stained, post grunge such as 21 or not 21, Stone Temple Pilots. Um, all just excellent bands. So, and then for modern stuff, 21 Pilots was a band that I definitely see captures that musical experience aspect as well, as I said. Um, and then yeah, I think Kendrick Lamar is probably the last rapper that I took a deep dive onto his content. So I am more of a his album Damn and Good Kid, Mad City are excellent albums. I'm partially indifferent to the rest of his work, but um music's like food, you like it or you don't. So um I have a very large range of music that I've experienced and that I've listened to, and I make a large range of music. I have not published most of it. A lot of it's still in the production phases, but yeah, I think the band that has stood the test of time from my childhood till now is U2. So and I think the most iconic songs by them are probably Stuck in a Moment and Moment of Surrender and um probably Miracle Drug. It's funny, they all begin with M. So those are three very, very iconic songs that just hold a very special place in my heart that as life has gone on, these songs have the meanings of the songs have I wouldn't say they've changed, but they've taken on different lights, and they're not songs that I listen to extremely often, but they're definitely songs that I come back to and I find a consolation that is spiritual in a way within these songs. So yeah, I guess I would also note I had a very large I was a very other bands that I was very uh fond of that I had listened to many albums of was Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, and oh, I think yeah, that's all I could say for now. Yeah, Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin were also two bands that I very much enjoyed listening to. But yeah, so I have a very diverse musical background. I also have an uncle who was the lead singer to the band in the 60s and the 70s by the name of The Association. They had I think their most iconic hit is Cherish. They have a very much that was back in the like the suit and tie, everybody wore a suit and tie and performed on stage kind of days. But yeah, so I do have that. I don't take influence from his music that much, but I do very much look up to him as being somebody that has made a mark within the world of art. So
Hmm. Okay, yeah, those are a lot of great bands you mentioned there, and yeah, I remember that the Association, that Cher song, and that was a really great song, I felt. Um, anyway, why don't you tell us where we can find your music? I mean, I'm sure it's all streaming platforms, but maybe you're on social media, maybe you have an official website. Tell everybody about that so they know where to find
so at the moment, I only have one published song under Fortitude USA that is on Spotify. It is called Little Mama. It was self-produced. It wrote and mixed and mastered. I did everything with the song. I believe it spent some time on the Euro Indie charts. I'm not sure if it's still there anymore, but that is the song. That is my one official published song under Fortitude USA. If you go to my YouTube, which is Fortitude USA as well, you will find all my current work that I am working on. So I am currently engaged in a contract with a hybrid label out of Sweden by the name of Rexius Records. So, and we are working on a single by the name of Polly. And until that single is released, I will not be publishing songs across all platforms. I will only be publishing my work via YouTube. So, yes.
Okay. Well, everybody, if it's still available, go check him out on there. I know he would love you for that. And I think this song that we're about to play from you is called "Cooked." Tell us a little bit about that. I'm sure it's self-explanatory though, but
Yep. So Cooked is the first song in the so within Fortitude USA, there's a little side story. The side story is the um uh the Abaconda Export XX dialogues. So this is the first of the Abaconda Export XX dialogues, and this is his dialogues um towards women that exhibit social controlling behaviors. So it has a very it's very properly defined, but it is very abrasively delivered. So
hmm. Okay. Well, it is a great song, by the way. I've heard it a couple of times, and I know you're going to love it too. And we're going to get to that in 1 second. But before we do, I want to thank you so much, Fortitude USA, for being on the show today. Come back anytime you want to plug something new. Maybe we'll have it back on sometime.
it's great to be here.
Okay. Well, here it is, Cooked by Fortitude USA. It begins right now.
Ain't it funny, monopoly money. Ain't it funny, ain't it funny, ain't it funny, monopoly money. Ain't it funny, ain't it funny. Bitch, I'm cooked, bitch, I'm cooked. Bad snatch, double rock, take a look. Bitch, I'm cooked. So fresh as hell, every MC just a shell. They say karma wishing well, I say karma goes to hell. I was duking brutes in the arena, serving papers like subpoenas. Bit the hand, I didn't need them, couldn't see me, John Cena. In the hall say yeah, witchy bitches casting spells. Just too thin, I couldn't tell what for free and what for sale. Clap on them on a P, fill the bars, yeah I need them. Call them out, that's how I treat them. Set them off, Valmarina. Creepers with the candy, never acting handy. Creepers try to scam me, acting like it's dandy. Trippin' is so sandy, bullets set to Bambi. Party in the pantry, putting on my jammies. Catch the boo from Sicily, took a knee in Italy. Something smelled like turpentine, I ran out of gasoline. Lady lacking common sense, but she a dime, 10 cents. Look for more, found less, didn't study, had to guess. Bitch, I'm cooked, bitch, I'm cooked. Bad snatch, double rock, take a look. Bitch, I'm cooked, boost so fresh as hell. Bitch, I'm cooked, boost so fresh as hell. Bitch, I'm cooked. Bad snatch, double rock, take a look. Boost so fresh as hell. Bitch, I'm cooked. Wanted good but got the best. Life is not a game of chess. Bitchy witches cast a hex. Fake love, fake sex. Bitches put me to a test, but they don't know what's coming next. She looked for more, but she found less. No bitch will study, they just guess. She express her booty flex. Hence what's in the connex. When you don't say she the best, she gets salty just like checks. Unknown number sent her text. She thought it was God sent. She control, she perplexed. Will she yield? That's a test. Deborah always donning those righteous mountain main coat. She thought I fought, but girl afloat. She says I slay, but I the goat. Building castles, digging notes. Cabbage patches struck a note. She thinks she's smart, but she a bitch. Never nurture counterfeits. Shoddy style, social rich. Young money, music kish. Do the trashy rap I fish. Hoping that I catch a glitch. I rely on common sense. I rely on providence. Providential rule of commons. Fighting Irish Notre Dame. Somerset and sorry llama. Fill me in on all the drama. Peace I'm far from Dalai Lama. Rhyming lines end with the comma. Sour wisdom is a gift. Many passages to sift. On the edge I'm on the cliff. Wonder if I'll catch a fish. Karma is a lame bitch. Cut that bitch to God please switch. Life is poor, God then rich. Your control, bitch please ditch. Hid the evil with the cloak. I inquired, she said no. Tried to tell me like a hoe. Digging holes just like a mole. Bitch I'm cooked. Bitch Bitch, I'm cooked. Bad snacks, double rack, take a look. Bitch, I'm cooked. Booster fresh as hell. Bitch, I'm cooked. Booster fresh as hell. Bitch, I'm cooked. Bad snacks, double rack, take a look. Booster fresh as hell. Bitch, I'm cooked. You say karma do you well, but it casts you in a spell. Dipping in an evil well. At the bottom there is hell. Push too hard, now I twitch. Lights were on, flip the switch. Get a mic, get a grip. Stirred and served, shouldn't sip. Saw you walk, I saw you slip. Saw you fall into the pit. Pushing P, you took a hit. You love hot girl, I admit. When I see you, I will flinch. Pushing P, you not a bitch. Push me, baby, to the crypt. Baby, I will die for this. Bitch, I'm cooked. Bitch, I'm cooked. Bad snacks, double rack, take a look. Bitch, I'm cooked. Booster fresh as hell. Bitch, I'm cooked. Booster fresh as hell. Bitch, I'm cooked. Bad snacks, double rack, take a look. Booster fresh as hell. Bitch, I'm cooked. Booster fresh as hell. Bitch, I'm cooked. Booster fresh as hell. Bitch, I'm cooked. Bad snacks, double rack, take a look. Booster fresh as hell. Bitch, I'm cooked.